Hello, hello. Guess it would help if I had the microphone in front of me. Hello, hello. All right. Okay. I think we're going to go ahead and start with this review.
Review stop.
How do I mark? I don't know. Let's do recording. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. Buzzsaw is 10Q and White Go Influence Chess is a 10Q as well. Both are 10Q. No, both are kind of solid players. Okay. Interesting direction here. I don't like how long White is sticking. What in the world is this move? I don't like how long both players are sticking around here. If Black just plays this, it feels like White's wall isn't as good as it could be. I think I would rather do this maybe. I think this might be a little bit better. You could also just play an extension right now. That would be fine. This is very odd. Very odd. Stopping the 3-4 enclosure is good. You could just still extend and play it like this. Makes that stone in a little bit of an awkward spot. White's making a lot of cuttable shapes. Yeah, I definitely prefer black in this opening. Mm-hmm. Very reasonable. Okay, now we get to attack. Very nice. White is not going to defend their weak stone. I don't really have a good grasp of what White is trying to do. It's hard to say what White should do, but saving the weak stone is classy approach. Oh, hey, you got your new emotes page. Nice. So the big thing we want to think about is cutting points and bases, right? I don't think black is messing up anything yet, though. I really want to shut this door because now it's a life and death problem for white, and black is perfectly okay. I think this would be the simplest plan. Paige, we might go over your game next. And I think I'll probably only have time for 2. Okay. Careful with your cutting points. Very nice white. This still has a major cutting point right here. I don't hate surrounding because defense first. I kind of wish you had done this a little bit sooner before white had all this ice face. Now I want to go here. Because you should win the capture race in theory. This looks like a GoPro on some Mega Dragon. um, yeah, this just looks like a GoPro on some Mega Dragon. In theory, you should win this capture race, but I understand the concern. I just wish you didn't let white get all the ice space. White, you are really trusting of your eye shape, and you really shouldn't be. Very nice. Do we kill it? Perfect. So I want to say the big problem that I have is with white's moves mostly. I don't know why you're on the 5th line. I'm not sure where you were after. Here's a little bit more of an aggressive way to play, but it made sense. Dealing with your opponent's influence is fine, but then you went maybe too far, but at least you were trying to survive. I don't really like how you went 2 moves that didn't help your weak stone, though. So I want to say these 2 moves are going to be the big thing that killed you. Because you had 2 stones that should have been helping your group. I think if you had these 2 stones helping your group would have lived. Okay. So we're just going to play a strong endgame as black, and it should go in black's favor. Whoa, no, 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 no. This is not a shape. Okay, maybe you went too deep if you're going to play that way. Let's imagine this exchange exists. Where do you want to go? Here? So, here? You can't just give it up, though. At least play a knight's move. You can't just let your opponent cut you off for no consequence. Good in-game. Good timing as well. This one's Gote. Here. Maybe, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe here. 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 I don't know. Something along those lines. Okay, I like it, I like it, I like it. I don't see the result changing. This is not necessary. So probably white, you were playing too fast. Because if you get cut right here, you just connect. There's nothing here. So definitely playing too fast there. But I don't see the result changing anywhere. So that's probably good enough. We just need to learn 1 or 2 things from every game. I spy with my little eye. Oh, no, I don't. I don't spy anything. That was necessary. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good enough for this game, so I hope you enjoyed. Wait, what? Beat up bats? Why, is he drunk? I think he would have to be drunk so I could win. Um, okay, next up, I'll have to do a quick overview of page versus positive. We have page 6 Don facing positive 4 Don. And from what I understand, positive did quite well. And you played your little dragon thing. Was this before or after your dragon lecture? You can find on Page's YouTube channel. Oh, dang it. I wanted to...
Review stop.
Before. Nice. Okay. Going into the complicated corner patterns here. Complicated variations. I'm going to go through this assuming both players know it at this level. So I just want you to admire, dear viewers, the complex situation that is this corner. Admire this. We're going to assume both players will survive because my assumption is both players will know this pattern. The timing of this is very interesting because these four feel like they're going to die. I think these four are dead. I think white made a mistake. I may have made an assumption too soon. Sorry, I mean black made a mistake. I think black made a mistake here. These four should not be dead. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much of the video reading it. I'm going to make the assumption that they are dead simply because I don't have the time to read it out. Positive did this to me as well. I think this is a bait move. So I backed off in my game. I believe I backed off to like right here because I was afraid that white would not play the simple pattern. I think there was some sort of trap, maybe some trick move. So I just avoided it because I didn't know if he had a trick move or not. Hey, classic Joseki's. I know white also really likes this 2-space high. For those who don't know, Joseki is corner pattern. Oh, okay, so here white is choosing to neglect the corner and letting black escape in order to surround and let black live in the corner, which can damage the white stones here. It's a very interesting trade. Really? Really? So we're saying that we're going to give these up? We're just going to let black go down, surround, and then we're going to surround and get the influence? Can we do that? I guess you can afford it. If this is dead, you can afford it. Yeah, this is something. Okay, so if you go down, these should die. But this has a lot of liberties or lifelines. So you can squeeze the crap out of these 4 stones. Now, at this level, I want to clarify both of these players are stronger than I am. I'm going to make an assumption here that there was going to be some squeezes. I would want to spend like several minutes here to read out the life and death, the squeeze, the count it, and blah, 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 blah. That would be what I want to do in my head. However, I'm going to make the assumption that black has counted it and did not like it. Let's see if black was correct, actually. Yeah, pretty much. Almost. Not quite correct, but close. Was white correct? Wow, white played the AI move? That's a blue move? It looks like it's the same value, though. That's a crazy blue move. I would never think of that. Okay, so we're just getting some forcing moves and then making life. Okay, so white is making life. This is all a corner pattern, a Joseki. This is all textbook. I'm sorry, I didn't know it. Okay, so it's not that white came up with this but from scratch. This is what white studied. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. It's a lot easier to play pro moves that you've studied than it is to come up with them on the spot. So it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Okay, so black is going to ignore and leave cutting points in order to start attacking these stones and also support this guy. Now, from what I saw of the graph, white is ahead on this board currently. which I'm going to agree with because this is 2 stones, but still doesn't 100% have the space. These 2 stones are a bit far from each other, and white has a lot of cash, and white only has one problem. Only having one problem is a great place to be as long as you're not down on cash, on territory. So I want to say I prefer white here. Interesting timing. This feels incorrect timing wise, but I like fixing mistakes. Or I like fixing cutting points. Yeah, I thought it was a bad timing. The timing feels off, but it is an important move. Okay. I'm gonna see how this goes. Technically, there is a pattern to worry about. Okay, is this going to be the trick move? Because this is feeling pretty trick movie. Okay, so we're just making life in the corner and giving the influence. Um, I think this is a pretty acceptable pattern because if it is a trick move, um, it's better to take a small loss than to fall for your opponent's trap. With that being said, there is one major consequence. This person, this little lonely Blackstone, has lost support right next to a big white wall now. And white should be maybe not up on cash anymore. Because this is pretty large, and we have to give this much on the outside as well because it doubles the value. And then here, and then black has only this and this as cash. Let's give half of this value for the corner, and then this right here. So let's say this and this cancel that. This cancels that. So maybe black is up by a few, but white controls this section and black does not. So I want to say it's a little bit in white's favor. We got to be careful. Okay, so this is saying that I'm going to treat the stone as Aji, as weakness, potential weakness, instead of as a group. That is what it's saying. So black is going to build this chunk while reducing this chunk. And if white goes to go for the kill too greedily, then we can say that white will go here and black will go boom, force white to kill it, and then get all of that. That is kind of the intention. Now, the exact move order is much more difficult, but that is the intention here. So white cannot go after this stone and tunnel vision on it. White still needs to keep the whole board in its mind. So this is a reduction move. My first instinct is here, and I wonder how close I am. Wow. There, huh? You can see, going too close to it is not good. Wow, what is this move? Let's see, 29, 25, so that's like a 4-point loss. 26, so this is a 3-point loss. Wow, really? That's a crazy counting thing. White is up by 25? I disagree. If white is AI, white is up by 25. I think white is up by maybe 5 to 10 at best. There's no way white is up 25 on this board. Knight's moves are cuttable unless you're a Dawn player. I don't recommend this at the Q level. Knight's moves can be cut, and you do not have any foundation here. So black is going up with no foundation with a cuttable shape. This is a good way to die. However, it is very good for attacking, so it's a very delicate balance here. That would be convenient if there was a ladder. There's not a ladder. It would be convenient, though. Yeah, white is playing very solid here. This feels like one of those textbook Dom players like to do more than they need to. Probably like this is the textbook answer. Let's see if I'm right. I'm sorry. What? Okay, 0.7. Put the stone on the board. Okay. Now tell me what to do. Save the left side group. 0.1. It's not even considering it. Okay, I'm sorry. I just remembered it from a textbook. But okay, I apologize for judging the 6 non-move. I want to say there's a mistake here. Why black is losing too much right here and not enough compensation. All right. 22. Okay, so 22, 19, 17. Okay, it looks like white is the one making mistakes. Okay, this is definitely a mistake. This is like a 4-point mistake. Okay, black has left the area too soon. But white is too direct with the attack. It looks like white needs to be a little bit looser and attack the entire group, not just part of the group. I think that's the story here. Yeah, this is clearly a mistake. However, it makes sense though, because black is trying to counterattack this group. But it is a 4-point mistake. Yeah, we're all 9 down with AI. Oh, I want it to work. I want there to be something cool. But there's nothing cool. Why is there nothing cool? I want there to be a go problem here, like really badly. But there's not. It's really unfortunate. Okay, we got to be careful. I think this is where it's starting to turn around, because I recall the graph turning around. White is losing track of this group. And as this is coming out, it's slowly surrounding this group right here. These 3 stones are important, yeah. This is a very nice cutting point. I want to say just go out. We're getting into reading territory. Reading territory is boring for videos. Let's see what happens. Nice little cute nose. Uh-huh. That is not great. So this is pretty much exactly what I expected to happen. This is getting in a lot of trouble. This is getting squeezed, which is going to give black more stones to attack this thing down here. Not great, not great. Red flag. Mission in trouble, mission in trouble. Are we saving it? It's looking savable. Yep, everyone lives, everyone's happy. Okay, looks like everybody lives and everybody's happy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. This corner is bigger than this, which is both sides can die, so it's that big. Maybe that big. This is a big corner, but is it really that big? What the heck is that move? I guess. I mean, I don't know what it does. I guess it's a local threat. Posture check. Wow, what a trade. Okay, here's the problem now. It's not even this and this. It is now also this. This life and death problem in the corner. So now this is a 3-group life and death problem for a 20-point corner. So if white won with this, that would be some expert counting right there. Whoa, what? Oh, okay, we're threatening this move, which will surround this little guy. Okay, a ko I like, because if you can get 2 moves in a row, you can make up for this little guy. Yeah, it was an interesting trade, maybe a miscount. Maybe a miscount according to what the score was. 8.9. That's not that big of a miscount though. That's an how is white not losing the game instantly by sacrificing a 3-group corner? 1 group, 2 group, 3 group corner for this massive chunk right here. Wow, what a sacrifice. That is crazy. So as long as black gets value out of this co, I think it should go in black's favor. But black still has to get value out of this co. Or just live. I guess white's out of co threats. If black just lived, then it should be in black's favor. Because white needed all of this to make up for all of that. I want to say that's the story of the game. Was the co not to be won? Wow, what an impressive trade, though. Probably wasn't good in hindsight, but you gotta realize it takes a lot of counting and trust in yourself to make such a trade. And if it works, when it works, it's really good. And it was only down by 8 points after the trade, so it's not like the counting was all that crazy. So it was such a cool idea. Unfortunately, it didn't work in this game, but you can see like how creative of a plan it was. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Unfortunately, a mistake, but it's easy to say that in hindsight. During the game, you can't. It's really hard to say that and make that judgment perfectly. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that one. Okay. Don't have time for this one, unfortunately, so we only were able to get 2 in today. I had Go Club earlier, so I didn't really have a lot of time. I will upload these when I upload the NaOL, but next up we do have the NaOL in like 5 minutes. There's that. Oh, I need headphones. I left my headphones. By the power of the kitty cat headphones, we shall hear things. I leave my headphones in the car a lot more often than I should. Okay. I'll be in. Yeah, so Mega Dragon supports OGS. Especially since eventually it will be like a front for OGS in my mind. Okay. Okay, so we have 3 games. love to get this microphone in place. Okay, there we go. Hopefully my audio still sounds good. Okay, we'll wait 2 more minutes. Tried to use my headphones, but my headphones are in the car. Okay, we can go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and start with this one since it's the first one I have up. Looks like 225 Qs. Okay, we know to start in the corners. I recommend somewhere over here. The idea being this is the third line from this side, which is fine. But it is the fifth line from this side. And typically you want to be on the third and fourth line in the opening, because the fifth line can be easily invaded. But it's just a recommendation. Okay. So here I would be a little concerned. The reason is white only has their stones on one side of the board. In the opening, it's important to spread out. If you look at black's position, black is spreading out a lot faster than white is. So we can either instead expand our own position, this, or approach. We could invade black's position. But I think playing more on the bottom is probably too tunnel vision. Yeah, this is again, it feels like we're dividing the board in half, and black's half is bigger. I think the issue here is we need to go in somewhere. So typically, if you're not sure where to go, I recommend check the 3/3s and check approaching a fourth line move. So these are my recommended points to start at. You don't have to know the follow-ups. You learn the follow-ups by playing them and getting reviews. But that's where I would start because they have the simplest follow-ups and you can learn them all first. Black, be a little bit careful. I prefer a jump here just to be solid. This is more powerful, but it comes with additional risk. So it's important to understand that certain shapes have cutting points and certain shapes don't. So for example, if I play like this, they're connected. If I play like this, they're pretty much connected. But if I play like this is a knight's move, and a knight's move is notorious for having cutting point. If there is a white stone here, and we play here, it's connected. If we play here, it is not connected. But on the flip side, if we play it like this is connected. So this is a stretch or a nobi. This is a bend or a hane, and this is a turn. And knowing the names of the shapes can help you remember. 1 point jump is like 90% connected. Knight's move is cuttable. A diagonal is connected, but a hane or bend is not connected. A stretch is connected, and a turn is connected. So it's kind of like understanding which ones are cuttable, which ones aren't. I think the big ones that you need to remember are the Knight's move and the hane, that they have cutting points. So you want to play them when you're strong. And so you can play it here. There is a cutting point here. But at this level, I feel like if you're already ahead, that just stay ahead. Right? I mean, just be winning. And I think it's fine. Inviting complications is perfectly possible. But I think you were so far up on this board that you didn't need it yet. Oh, this is exactly what happened? Wow. Cool. Unnecessary. It doesn't help you escape. So there's nowhere to go on that direction. So just go over here. Again, we're going to run to our friends with a strong connected shape. Okay. We need to check this. This is a shape that I recommend double digit Qs be very cautious of. It looks like it's a 1-point jump, but it's not. It is a peeped 1-point jump. The big difference is there's a white stone right here ready to walk through. If white can just walk through it, then it is not a 1-point jump. It is a peeped 1-point jump. So let's check the cut. Uh-oh. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. This is exactly what happened. Oh no, white. Missed your chance. If white goes down right here, this is important. If black blocks this way, white turns, then black needs 3 liberties or 3 lifelines in order to capture these. If we only have 2, black dies first. If you block this direction, now you have to worry about this cutting point right here. So it's very important to remember that you need 3 after the turn. So I think you need 4. This technically fixes it, but I recommend just taking it simply because it makes the game easier for you and less likely to make mistakes. If white goes down later, let's just white fix it. If white goes down later, it is now fixed, of course, but that's assuming you've read all of this and you won't block the other direction or forget or anything. But typically, I think at this level, it's really hard to read all of this. But just make sure that you're connected and safe. I think if you make sure you're connected and safe, then that's pretty much all you'll need. Because this is black's house. This area is black's control. The white has to survive in this big area. The way you can survive in your opponent's house is if your opponent has a bunch of cutting points. White, you are abandoning your stones a little quickly. It's true it's not a fun situation to be in, but I think it's a good habit at this level to save your stuff. I don't think sacrifice plays should be made into like 5Q. I think you just need to learn how to save your stuff properly. This is so this you see how it was complicated, and you actually had a chance to die. This is because you're playing a cuttable shape. Be very cautious with this shape. Okay. Okay. It's powerful, but be cautious. Okay, I don't hate that white's trying to cut this. It's a complicated position. And we need to fix inside here first. This cutting point is also difficult because you can't push it to the edge for the same reason as over there. So you have to actually push it out. And then these 2 stones and these 2 stones, these 2 stones and these 2 stones, both are in danger. It should go in white's favor. but there's also this stone that's in danger, but white is losing, so white should take more risk. I think it's not a bad strategy, but we do have to fix our stuff. This gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 problems. Too many to handle. Too much to deal with. Black just simplifying it and fixing their stuff, I think, is reasonable. If you go this way, this does work. I can't say I hate this way. Cautious. The more cutting points you have, the more likely it is you'll make a mistake. Because if white goes right here, you got to fix. Otherwise, I go a little bit further. So just be careful. White, you do need to save your stones right here. So it looks like black is going to get a very large position now. As long as black knows the ladder. Okay. Try not to force your opponent to take your stones off the board. A lot of the times when other things are happening, we'll be in the middle of a fight and we'll be like, ha 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 ha. Oh crap, what happened? That's because it's very easy to lose track of stuff in the middle of a fight somewhere else. You want to leave this stuff on the board. It gives your opponent a chance to make a mistake. But if you force your opponent to remove it from the board, then there's no chance for them to ever make that mistake. So don't help your opponent by forcing them to take the stones off the board. Be wary of your second line cutting points. This is small board lessons. So if you're missing second line cuts, I recommend playing like 20 to 30 9x9 just for practice. Maybe get a few of them reviewed as well. But the second line cutting point, if I cut right here, you're trapped against the edge. There's nowhere for you to go. You have to fix your cutting point by staying connected. Black knows this. So this is a or a loop. So black, in order to make this a little bit easier, extend first, and then go right here. Now there's 2 stones about to be captured. And if white connects, you take, so there's no And if white tries to trap you, you just take both. It's a little more convoluted, but that way it's not a which is confusing. Fact. I've seen this so many times. I've seen it so many times, so it's very good, very good. Okay, so on the one hand, I love that white is trying to cut. On the other hand, white is leaving so many cutting points in so many groups. So you have to see both your opponent's cuts and your cuts. So once you cut your opponent, go into defense mode. I think that'll really help you out. Because I think that's the big thing here is white is activating fights and making it complicated, but black has more solid shape than white, so black is winning the fights. I think that's a big key difference. See, black is fixing their cutting point. Connections are better. Black is fixing their cutting points. White is not fixing their cutting points. This isn't the best move, but it's the habit that I want to see, is that you're connecting things. Running to your friends is a good idea. That's fine. If we run this way or this way, we are also attacking. So I kind of want to go here. This is not a knight's move because there's more stones involved. It is a knight's move, but this one's not cuttable, I should say. Thanks to our little friend. So it is a knight's move, just not cuttable. Fixing, there we go. I like it. It's a little bit late, but I like it. I like the habit. I like the habit. Be cautious with your knight's moves. If you just play a diagonal here, then everything is connected and looking pretty great. If you play a knight's move here, you're setting up for potential mistakes. Not saying it's a bad, again, it's not a bad move, not a bad move. But I encourage you to play connected shapes to do your job because then it'll make your game a lot easier for you. Checking your opponent's cutting point is a good idea. Do be cautious. This is technically cut off from both sides. So if white gets around you, this entire group is going to be in trouble. Okay, staying connected. This one was already connected though. So if we jump and we try to cut, we can either double Atari or double attack, or we can just simply attack this side and connect. This one was actually not cuttable yet. Because 1-point jumps are really good like that. Another way to fix the 1-point jump, let's say you are cuttable, let's say black's right here. The way you fix a 1-point jump, rather than connecting, is actually the bamboo if possible. A bamboo jump is 2 stones next to 2 stones. If they play here, you connect here. If they play here, you connect here. Bamboo is really, really strong. So bamboo is the better connection when you can. Otherwise, just direct connect is fine. The big key is don't get cut. Okay, going here is fine. I like it. We are not only helping our stones in the center by going up, we are also disconnecting this group from this group. So we're also attacking while defending. This is a knight's move. It is cuttable. Okay, so now we're playing knight's move into a Hane, both of which have potential cutting points. Be careful. I think simply push cut is a little bit safer because at least half of it is connected. Okay. I like that white aims at the cutting points again, but need a little bit more practice, I think. What if you threaten to cut and go down? Black's still okay, but probably more chances for mistake. Hard to say. I think run away. Probably the simplest plan. Simplest answer. Careful! Don't let the cutting stone activate. Okay. Again, white, be cautious about your second line cut. In this case, you are forcing black to capture, so it's fine. You have to fix on the next move. So it looks like the second line cut is going to be the most important thing for you to learn from this game. Make sure you get your 9x9 practice in. Okay, black correctly attacked the second line cut. Black is playing really well, so it looks like black is in a winning position. Simply because white's group died on the side. This group is almost dead, and this group is in a lot of danger. And the only weakness for black is right here, and black is connected thanks to capturing this stone right here. The position is looking a lot better for black. Okay, so let's count. This group has 2 liberties, 2 lifelines. This group of blacks has 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is greater than 2, so we can ignore. So good job by black. And we are surrounding the weak group. Very nice. Be careful of your cutting points. This is the safe way. Not the most powerful, again, it's not the most powerful. Be careful. Oops. 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 Oopsie daisy. Stay connected? Yeah, this whole group getting counterattacked came about from the cutting points. Simply connect. Attack with connected shapes. The bamboo. Where are they going to go? Where do they go? You don't have to kill. You just have to stay strong and profit. Yeah, white has been targeting the cutting points all game. I would expect white to see a cut. White is also ignoring their cutting points all game too, though. That's the flip side of that coin. Okay, are you going to win this capture race? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. But it's an I versus no I, so we're going to pretend we're 20Q and we don't know the answer because we don't have any bases to follow. It's 4 to 4. Too risky. No way. Here. Okay. Now you're invested. Hey, looks like you won by 1. I hope you read that. Otherwise, you took a really large risk. I think the big key here, rather than worrying about a capture race, is just fix your cutting points. Then you don't have to worry about some giant 4-4 capture race. Very nice. White again, cutting points. Okay, black punish the cutting points. Yeah, I think at this point it's game over. I don't see anything else. Yeah, black is staying strong. Watching their connections. Just staying strong. Yeah, black is handling the lead very well. No unnecessary risk. Just making profit. White lives, white lives. Did both players pass? It is not done yet. It is not done yet. This is breaking into white's position. This way and that way. This is not finished yet. This stone can be captured. It is not done yet. Not done yet. Passed too early. Okay, hopefully you both found this review helpful. Okay. Don't know, none of the names match, so I'll just go for this one. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, looks like we're at 25Q again. Okay, so I recommend. Wait, this isn't this there, right? Different one. Okay. I recommend going one further down. My reasoning is the third and fourth line from the closest edges are usually where you want to be in the opening. Oh, gotcha. So this one is 1, 2, 3, which is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like this though. You're building a nice size corner. Okay, top side. Nope. Definitely want to get to the top side. We do not want to tunnel vision on the bottom. We need to spread out. Okay, good defense. The corner enclosure here is good, but the top side is bigger for now. I think I would recommend going here, and the shape that you're aiming for is this. This is kind of like a textbook framework shape. Very strong, very solid, very powerful. This move is fine, but it's good to learn our textbook shapes first, and then we can learn about the exceptions. I usually recommend corner enclosures and then building up position. This is too many stones on one side of the board. Approach. Let's see, let's do our invasion spots. We have the 3/3s, so here and here. And we have approach a fourth line stone. We have that one, that one, that one, and that one. Cannot go to this one because there's an enemy right there, so we can't go to that one. So these are the Lossy approach invasion points. I recommend corner enclosures with one space away for now. Two space away, two spaces like Knight's moves have cutting points. So this can get you in trouble sometimes in the future. Not a bad move, but one space jump is a lot easier to handle. And here, we want to watch our cutting points. You want to descend. And then black wants to fix their cutting point. It's good habits, but you can technically block as well if you know that this is a ladder. Depends on how many go problems you are doing. Unfortunately, this does come with its own issue. So defense is the answer, and then we can block. Defense, block. So here, white can actually counterattack by going here. And now this stone here is actually trapped in its own ladder. And it goes to white stones. This is good, right? Unfortunately, second line cutting once again. Try not to touch. You want to approach stones, not touch stones. Touching leads to complicated fights with lots of cutting points. So if you're losing or you're desperately invading, then touching can be fine. But typically, I want to see approaching stones or approaching stones, simply because you need to learn those first before you start learning touch moves. Okay, starting a fight with the cutting point is okay. It is very complicated, but it's not a bad idea. Just make sure that you defend the cutting stone. Um, Technically, the answer is to save the weakest side, and the weakest side can change. You have a cutting point black. Okay, very nice. Okay. Careful. I think the simplest idea would be to use this like this, and then trap it against the edge. Trap it against the edge, and then black dice. I don't expect you to read all that, but it can come about naturally if you're just trying to surround things and trap it against the edge. I think you're just like, hey, go to the edge, go to the edge, go to the edge, go to the edge, and you can actually get it naturally. I do like your cutting points. Your cutting. Make sure you're watching your cutting stones, because once you cut, the cutting stones do become a weak group. Okay. Black is saving it. Uh-oh. Now we've taken a step too far, because now we have our own cutting point. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 problems. Also, black can now capture the cutting stones in a ladder. I think black might not know their ladders very. By that I mean you missed the ladder here and you missed the ladder here. So either don't know ladders or not spotting them. Both of which can be solved with no problems.
Spotting them.
Spotting them. A good rule of thumb is to always try to be aware when something gets down to 2 liberties. Honestly, ideally, you want to be aware whenever something's 3 or less. 3 liberties or less are typically where you find tactics or tesujis. So you can do the double Hane tesuji because the 2 stones on 2 stones, once you play the Hane, it's down to 3 liberties, you can play the tesuji. But all of the tesujis are tactics. Usually there's 3 liberties or less or something. Like a ladder is 2 liberties. Squeeze or nose or something like that is usually because of 3 liberties. So keeping track of when something only has 3 is very, very helpful when you're looking for tactics in a position of like this, where it's a big fight. So in this case, the tactic here was white only had 2, which can lead to a ladder sometimes. Black has 3, which, if we recall earlier, back right here, black had 3, and you saw that white could actually play a squeeze right here, which trapped black. So 3 or less, that's where the tactics are. If you're saying something, I cannot hear you. So here we want to be careful because we are trying to surround white, but we're doing so with a pre-peeped. Good, connect our stuff. Okay, so this one would be a ladder. Oh no! This one is missing capture, so this would be capture go problem homework. Not miss the captures. So the most important thing in touching fights is going to be the cutting points. The second most important thing, which is related to the first thing, is the cutting stones. The stones that are disconnecting things are very, very important to keep alive, which also means they're very powerful to capture. So if we capture the things that are disconnecting everything, all of our stuff now works together and connects. So all of a sudden, the entire fight goes in Black's favor. Whereas before, everything was getting cut, everything was complicated, everyone has weak groups. So in my mind, what I usually think at this level is touching fights for 25 Qs or double digit Qs can be like flipping a coin on if something of who's going to die. Because neither player really understands the cutting points well enough, and both players usually give opportunities for the opponent to kill them. And it just depends on who spots it first. So it takes a certain type of player to, which is like an aggressive type, a reading heavy type, lots of go problems type, to go down the touching fights confidently. And the places that you are going to be looking for are the cutting points, the cutting stones that have 3 liberties or less, and any sort of tactics like ladders, nets. Both of these capture cutting stones. Not missing captures, second line cutting points in general. Don't play pre-peeped one space jumps. All of that stuff comes together in a touching fight, in a touching battle. So the big key here was losing these. Okay, whenever we find ourselves in a bad situation, let's just start fixing stuff. Fix a cut here, try to connect your stuff here, try to connect your stuff down here, or maybe work on trying to get to our friends. But just start fixing stuff. If you're ever down, fix stuff and then go play a big move. If you try to fight your way back immediately, it usually just makes the mistake worse. It is a little bit of a chicken move. Fix your stuff. Fix your stuff. You're not about to be captured right here, so I'm not sure what you're doing. This friend, ally, has now been disconnected. Careful, there's 2 cutting points with this. White is very good at seeing the opponent's cuts. They just gotta save their cutting stones. Okay, so white has successfully cut off these 3. Very powerful attack. But the key here is making sure that these stay alive and these stay alive. Because these are the stones that are cutting off black from his allies. Very nice. We're saving the stones that are attacking. Black is trying to escape out. And here's the classic mistake we are seeing. You're playing another cutting point on top of a cutting point in the middle of a touching fight. Simply stay strong and connected while surrounding your opponent. That is how you can make these cutting points very powerful. Don't try to start another cutting fight in the middle of a cutting fight. That just keeps giving you more cutting points. Black, this doesn't quite work, but I like that you're trying. Try it in your head. Okay, so this is good for getting these 2 stones. So only if you've sacrificed these in your mind. Maybe you think they're already dead. They are technically dead, but do we know that at this level? Because there's stuff to try. I don't know. Depends on what you're thinking. What if we go down? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. What if we do this? 1, 2, 3. But there is a squeeze, but even that doesn't work. Oh, so this is the key to kill white. Once again, we're looking for 1, 2 liberties. 1, 2, 3 liberties. Okay. And what we're doing is we're descending to squeeze these 2 white stones out of their liberties. We're squeezing the liberties out of them. If you ever play squeeze go problems, it's usually trying to bully the empty triangles. Usually what it is. Here, this isn't necessarily a bad move if you've written these black stones off for dead, because you can squeeze these stones to gain strength and come back and save. Ideally like this, or like, and by saving these two, they're saving the cutting stones that are cutting off these two.
Osprey underscore 420 just followed.
So this is a pre-peeped one space jump, the shape that can get you in a lot of trouble. It has cutting points. Also, you are abandoning your friends right here. Technically, it's not good to save these, but I usually tell my students to build habits of saving their stuff, and then we can work on which ones not to save later. But right now, I think it's important for you to learn how to save. You have two right here that are in danger, and two right here that are in danger. And this is not alive yet. This one needs two eyes. Black will see. Yeah, I think probably the lesson here is even if it's dead, like it's not dead, but maybe in your mind you thought it was, even dead things contribute to Aji or potential weakness. The potential for a tactic comes from cutting points and Aji, Aji being potential. So whenever you're trying to check for tactics, look for the cuts and look for your dead stones. The dead stones are usually contributing to taking the liberties of stuff. So the dead stones can sometimes contribute, not always, but sometimes contribute to an attack or a kill. Even though they're dead, by existing on the board, they can sometimes still contribute. Here is another ladder. Again, the hint is 2 liberties. This still kills it, but habits are important. Checking your opponent's cut. This one is not good, though, because it is a ladder. 2 liberties, check the ladder. Yeah, I think just drill, like, for black, I think just drill, like, 50 ladder problems a day for, like, a week. And then, I think that just that looks like that shape is a blind spot. For whites, you were really good at seeing your opponent's cutting points, but only cut the ones that don't get trapped by a net or ladder. Only cut from strength, not from weakness. Ooh, nice find. Very nice find. Oh no. Yeah, we don't know how to fight codes at this. Just connect, and if black blocks, you kill it with the second line cut. The black has to run. Black has to run. And you see how you're cutting these 2 stones off? You have just really damaged those 2 stones, and black has to save. And now you can come back. Counterattack these 2 and these 2 because you have disconnected them. Meanwhile, white is connected really solidly right here. A powerful attack. This captures if you win the ko, but winning the ko is very difficult. Understanding kos are very difficult. Oh wow, this would be amazing if you. Oh wow, if you read that in advance, I would be super impressed. Just getting the Haji off the board. I don't hate it. It's technically a chicken move. Okay. Ending. I think learn how to invade. You're a big touch fighter, so as long as you're doing go problems every day, these invasions usually lead to touching fights. And if you're really good at touching fights because you're seeing your opponent's cutting points, you're doing go problems every day, then invasions will actually set up a type of game that you're good at. So I think learn how to invade and get more of these sort of touching fights going. Be wary of your cutting points. Interesting. I actually expected you to go for it because you typically go for your opponent's cutting points every single time. This is probably better simply because you're right next to a giant black wall. So if black saves the one closer to the edge, it should be perfectly fine. However, it's very easy for your opponent to make a mistake, so maybe he's still cutting it as fine. But we have our own cutting point that we gotta worry about. Make sure you know that you can capture the cutting stone against the edge with this sequence. This is a third line cutting point sequence. So second line cutting points we learned from 9 by 9. Third line cutting points we learned from 13 by 13. And practice. Good, fix the cutting point. Doing as best you can. This is too soon. We still have a large chunk of the board left to play. So don't play on the first line so soon. It's weird that you're not following up your move. Maybe you realized? Sure. But just don't do it. But typically, following through your plans is a good habit. Okay. Remember, 2 space jumps have a cutting point. So the safer one would be a diagonal. This is because your 1 point jump is already touching something. Quite dangerous. Okay, so black's not cuttable, so black can try to invade somewhere. 3-3, approach a fourth line, approach a fourth line, approach a fourth line, 3-3. Any of those. But what black is worried about, I believe, is this cutting point. Now, this one is fine if you know about the net. Now, nets are pretty common next to strength. You have a solid wall like this. Check the nets and ladders. They're usually going to be in your favor. Then you don't have to fix. If you don't have to fix, then you get more moves. So usually what I tell my students is if you do go problems, you get more moves and go. Because if you can read your cutting points more accurately, if you know it's cuttable or not cuttable, then you don't have to waste moves fixing the ones that are not cuttable because you know your nets and ladders. So just by being good at reading nets and ladders, you get more moves in the game. Being good at life and death gets you more moves in the game. Also can win you the game because it's still here. I don't know what we're doing here. Uh-oh. So this is once again White's strength and weakness. Spotting a cut, but not checking their own problems. So we saw that we could disconnect, but we didn't see that it's a Salvatore. So seeing your weakness is just as important as seeing as your opponent. Here you are playing a Hane, which has a cutting point. Stones that are floating inside of a large black framework. Very dangerous. So when you're in a situation like this is kind of an advanced strategy, but we want to use the weak stone as Aji. So we want to use the forcing moves that we get from that stone to save ourselves. So it's actually still focusing on just our one group, the A group. The B stone, we are not considering a group. We are considering it Aji or potential weakness. And we're going to use the B stone to bully C and D in order to gain shape for our A group because we're playing defense right now. We're trying to survive. So we use the Aji in the area to try to survive. Black, I'm not sure. Oh, you're super worried about this. Got it. Didn't read quite far enough. Again, this is saving the stones that are disconnecting things. Saving the cutting stones are very, very important. Good. See the second line cut. This is too early, but no, no. Now you're playing chicken moves left and right. Don't let the chicken take over. Chickens can't drive cars. Okay, so you've heard many jokes about this, but chickens don't do well on roads. So this is a tiger's mouth, so it's not cuttable. Don't let the chicken take over. It's not cuttable. Don't play it. So here, this is keeping this entire group cut off. This is a knight's move. Knight's moves have cutting points. We do not want to get cut right here because this is a big black area. Also, you are leaving a weak group behind. So save your weak group first. Save your weak stone. Fix your cutting points. Defense, defense, defense. Here's another good rule of thumb. This doesn't work on this board, but you struggle to see ladders. So black, when you jump through a knight's move, this leads to a ladder. So make sure you check that the ladder doesn't work. So when you jump through the knight's move, check the ladder. That's a common spot for a ladder. Now, this is not a ladder, unfortunately, because it puts white into Atari. So white cannot ladder you. So it's a good cut. Definitely want to cut to learn more about shapes. Points, cutting points. All right, so now black is utilizing a cutting point. So this is really good because black controls this area, so we attack the cutting point. Very good. What I want to see from here... Oh, am I? I'm way over time on this one. What I want to see for here is black is going to keep this cutting stone strong in order to attack the things that it's cutting off. So I went way over on this one, so hopefully you both find this one helpful. Okay, so now we have a 12Q and a 9Q. Okay. Okay. 12Q, I recommend fix, then they fix, and then you make a base. This is the simplest way to handle this AI crap. Everyone loves to copy AI. No one really knows the follow-ups. So a lot of the times your best bet is just to find a simple response and stick with that and let your opponent mess up the follow-ups because I doubt the opponent knows the AI's move super, super, super well. But this one, you still have a cutting point in the future. So it's not as strong of a shape. White, what's your plan to this? I don't know if you have a plan to this. Interesting. Okay, I mean, if you plan for it, you plan for it. No need to surround. Still in the opening. So, approach. Something big. We're not developing anything on top yet. Excuse me. And white is as alive as you can be. I like this. We're reducing the extension of black's wall. Nice big move. This is too soon. We have the bottom side and the left side. We have lots more opening moves to play. Very nice. The pincer for this exact corner is a 2 space high. This is because you want to pincer 1 space away, However, because the stones are a little bit stronger than usual, because it's 2 stones instead of 1, we're going to back off 1. We're going to back off 1 and give it a little bit of space and respect its strength while still pincering it. Then you want to apply a concept known as low pincers high and high pincers low. Or if we're low on one side, then we want to be high on the other. If we're high on one side, we want to be low on the other. That's the pincer combination. You want to recognize that these 2 stones do not have any foundation, any base. Want to save them. Run away! Do we make an eye first and then run away? Either way, we play defense. Do not do this. Do not do this. Do not ever do this. Pushing diagonals forces them to get really, really strong. Do not push diagonals. Very, very common DDK mistake. Just run away. As you get stronger, especially going into single digit queue, you'll learn that there's a lot of interesting things that can happen in this. A lot of cool stuff. But the moment you push this diagonal, all that stuff goes away. So this diagonal is hurting your future reading ideas. So in the future, in your go future, you will learn more tactics about this corner. Pushing that diagonal will kill all of those tactics that you shall learn in the future. Do not hurt your future by pushing diagonals. Ah, you think you're okay? These 3 stones are okay? If you say so. Okay. Very nice. I like that you're attacking not just these, but you're also coming out and cutting off these. Very nice combination. Going. Fine. It'll work out. This is okay, but technically, you do not have a base. You have 1 eye. So this is not the strongest group in the world. You have just played a knight's move, which is known for its cutting point. Are you sure that you want to play a cuttable shape from a 1-eyed group? It's a little sketchy. Not impossible, but it... Okay, so this one is a different shape. This is a elephant's eye, a diagonal space jump. So when it's right here and right here, and you jump over diagonally, this is known as an elephant's eye. The response to an elephant's eye is a knight's move. So it'd be right here, with the intention being we're going to surround it and sacrifice that inside stone. Got but the intention is we are going to sacrifice the inside stone and surround the whole thing. So this is how you get around the elephant. Go around the elephant with a knight's move. If you try to get too close to the elephant, it will stomp on you, either left or right, because you're losing liberties, you're getting touched and cut everywhere. Kind of definition of broken shape. Right here. Keep everything connected. This is the dog's face. Dog. This is a 2-space in another 2-space. You have 2-2-space jumps. 2-space jumps have cutting points. So you want to have strong shape, like a 1-space jump or a dog's face. Okay, black is playing defense. Cutting point, but let's see how it goes. Connect. Connections are great. But you can push. But once we get right here, I think you can see that there's no cut because you just die. So I think that's what you were aiming for. Otherwise, just go here. Yeah, now your opponent gets to fix while threatening to capture you. Okay, same lesson as I gave white. You have no foundation. You have no base on this group. So you should not play a move like a knight's move that has a cutting point. You want to play a diagonal. It does not have a cutting point. Knowing which shapes are cuttable or not cuttable is very, very helpful when playing attack or defense. Okay, white checks a cutting point. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I love it. That was a perfect cut timing. You played this out perfectly. Okay, now we just gotta make sure that our stones don't die. Defense, good. Black's trying to counterattack, very good. Doing our best. We're gonna win this capture race. Here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's an easier answer. If we go right here, and right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Let's see. Also go right here. This is gonna be a capture race go problems. Lots of interesting tactics here. But basically, count the liberties. Even I count liberties. Okay, I'm a Dawn player and I still count liberties. So always count the liberties in a capture race. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Black did as best as you could. I don't think you really did anything wrong. The mistakes were before the group died, but you tried your best to use White's cutting points to survive, and I think there was nothing better to do. So I think that's fine. White, you handled yourself quite well. It was kind of a perfect attack. Don't go too crazy on it. Once it's dead, it's dead. And then you want to leave it on the board because it is a lot of Aji if you leave the dead stuff on the board. What the heck? I think you hallucinated something. You reduced the ice face. Then you survive. I think you hallucinated something. I don't know. I like it. Black is doing very well at trying to utilize the cutting points to survive. Now, again, don't get in the situation in the first place, but you are doing well at trying to survive. Okay, okay. Making sure we're saving our cutting stones. Very good. Okay, if you're gonna save something, save it. If you're not, go save your other friend. The one on the bottom is the strongest group. So it doesn't make sense to add to this. This is the strongest one you got. I feel like you got distracted. This guy in the center is the thing that's killing Black. Let's keep that alive. Uh-oh. This is where we forget that our groups are weak. Not sure why you're not fixing. I think you got distracted as well. Everyone's getting distracted. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something really sneaky. Never do this. Always leave this for the end of the game. Because at the very end of the game, you will start filling these neutral points. You'll start filling the dame at the very end. Give your opponent the chance to fill the dame because they forgot about their group at the end of the game. If you don't need the move, if it doesn't help you for any reason, just leave it alone. It might bite your opponent later, or your opponent might forget and play it. You've no idea how many games you and your opponents will lose because of these neutral points. Leave them be. Let your opponents have the opportunity to capture themselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're trying, but I don't like the timing of this. You played these moves over here, but now you're coming back to try to survive. If you thought you could survive, then you shouldn't have been over here at all. So the timing is either you save it or you don't. Once you leave, you have made the decision. But if you change your mind and come back, then it means you either don't understand the situation, or you're misreading something, or you're just giving your opponent the chance to kill you. I think that's probably the big stuff there. Yeah, I don't really think you could do anything else. Just squeezing these stones is good enough. Save them like that. Point jump. And I only have 2 minutes left, so I want to find any other important things in this. Okay, white. Cutting point. These stones need to stay alive because they're the thing killing the big thing. So having a bunch of cutting points on them is not a good way to stay alive. It's a good way to die. So fix your shape. Okay, aiming for the cuts is good. Good. White trying to get liberty is perfectly fine. Okay. I like black's mentality of trying to bully the cutting stones, but I think you need to be a little bit more stealthy. Like more abstract. Like this one, stealthy. You're attacking it from afar. But I think here is too direct. Not stealthy enough. Maybe like here. Or maybe lean on this stone to chance to attack the group. No, you never know. However, at this point, you should like never win the capture race. There is that. But maybe there's a future. More cutting points. This is such a cute ladder. That's a cute little ladder. Right? Oh, I'm out of time, so hopefully you both found it helpful. Um. Okay. So I'm doing multiple things at the same time. Like dropping my microphone for one. On Wednesdays, I am a teacher for the North American Online League. But I am streaming the game reviews. Yeah, like I said, it is a Zoom call where I do game reviews for the NAOL, the North American Online League. I am streaming myself doing them so that way you guys can also enjoy the game reviews. Typically, I would be interacting with chat. I am using Restream, so I have a stream going to both YouTube and Twitch, and the chats are merged so you guys can talk to each other. So it was Twitch, YouTube, and the Zoom call all at the same time. So sorry for the confusion, but I wanted to give all of you access to the reviews as well, since more content is good for everyone. The reviews will be on YouTube later as well as on my channel, along with a lot of other reviews that Paige and I are doing. We are doing the Dragon League as well, which is also free. So the NAOL is what I was just doing, but before that, I was also doing the Dragon League. I can't put Twitch commands in the browser. And this one is my league that I run, and then Paige and I have been Paige and I have been doing game reviews for this. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the game reviews today. I will be posting all of them online and scheduling them out. But yeah, with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. And let's go ahead and rate someone. Why am I the only one live? Whatever. Let's find a chess player. St. Louis Chess Club. Yeah, go in there and tell them that you're Go players. You want to learn chess. Make them know that Go exists. So you're like, hey, I'm a Go player. I want to learn chess. What can you tell me? Right, and then they'll know that you're a Go player. They'll know that Go players exist, and maybe they'll check us out in the future. All right, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.